Hey guys, Cami here, and today we are going to talk about fact versus fiction in one of my favorite movies, which is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It's a fictional movie, but it's one that does have several things that are rooted in historical accuracy. The Cross of Coronado. At the beginning of the movie, we see young Indy trying to rescue this relic from some bad guys. Francisco Vázquez de Coronado was a 16th century Spanish explorer who traveled across parts of the American Midwest and Southwest, as you can see on the map. However, there was no such cross associated with Coronado, and he never even traveled through Utah, where the scene is filmed. The movie presents us with a library in Venice. This is true-ish. Elsa tells Indy and Malcolm that the site was once a church. The place was indeed built at a church, but it never became a library. It's called San Barnaba, named for Barnabas, an important early follower of Jesus. In the movie, we have this famous X marks the spot moment, but that interior shot is all fiction. The scene with the Venetian catacombs is entirely fictional. If you have any visual image of Venice, you know that there are gondola boats all over the place. That's because Venice is actually a city of islands, meaning there is no suitable place for catacombs to be built. What about the Brotherhood of the Cruciform sword? While these guys deliver some great lines in the movie, there is no such known cult. What about this book burning scene back in Nazi Germany? This is true-ish. Back in 1933, several years before the film supposedly took place, German university students in over 30 towns destroyed thousands of volumes of books that conflicted with Nazi ideals. Authors whose works were burned included Helen Keller, Karl Marx, Sigmund Freud, Albert Einstein, and Victor Hugo. At the book burning, we see none other than Adolf Hitler himself sign the journal that Indy is carrying. It's a legible signature, but one that is fictional, as you can tell from a copy of his real signature here. I suddenly remembered my Charlemagne. Here, Henry Jones Sr. has just recited some lines of poetry that helped him come up with a plan to use his umbrella to scare some birds, which then flew into a Nazi plane. Charlemagne was a Frankish king in the late 700s and early 800s who is credited with expanding Frankish territory and also with a revival of culture and education known as the Carolingian Renaissance. However, the lines used here by Dr. Jones are entirely fictional. The Holy Grail, or the Cup of Christ. This is true-ish, so let's look at it in some more detail. For one thing, Donovan mentions that the Bible says that the cup used during the Last Supper, where Jesus ate the Passover meal with his disciples, was also used to catch Jesus' blood during the crucifixion. But the Bible doesn't say anything about the latter. Secondly, when Indy picks up what he thinks is the cup of Christ, he picks up one with a pretty plain appearance. Indy says that this is the cup of a carpenter. However, Jesus had the Last Supper at someone else's house, so in all likelihood, that person probably provided the cups. The Canyon of the Crescent Moon. This is actually the ancient city of Petra. It was built a long time ago by the Nabateans and is located in southern Jordan, and it's actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site today. The name comes from Petros, which is the Greek word for rock. Sir Richard and the Crusader Knights. Okay, so to clarify from the beginning here, there was no knight who lived for centuries while protecting something used by Jesus. However, this tale is rooted in some truth. The Templar Knights were established in the early 1100s in the aftermath of the First Crusade. They built a headquarters on the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, where they sought to protect Christian pilgrims in the area. So that's a rundown of a few of the historical references in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and leave a comment to let me know what movie you would like to learn more about. Thanks for watching, and as for now, the rest is history.